Alright, it is a Thursday, 9:29 a.m., January the 20th, 2022. Nothing really here is for a morning panic bounce play. If this was an OTC, this would totally be a morning panic bounce play potential. IOUS, DPLS, LK, and CY are up trading. I'll be watching that, but obviously I'd rather focus on morning panic bounce plays. If anything on the other watch list that looks nice, it's doing a nice morning panic bounce play, I'll consider that for a setup, but as of right now, I don't see anything that could make one. Okay, it is 10:10 a.m. I had two trades, and let's just go over this one that I didn't trade, SIRC. I was watching this for a morning panic bounce play, but this one wasn't ideal because it only dropped maybe at its most 4.7%, something like that. It just did not really drop that much. It wasn't really the best daily chart. It wasn't the worst. It did uptrend for 3 days, but it wasn't like 3 green days, so it wasn't too ideal, and it didn't drop that much. There was a time when I could have been in at 475. I was watching. I did see a level 2 turnaround here, especially because you see a big volume candle right here, and then this one right here. It had no more of that crazy volume, and it did turn around. It actually went a little higher than what I thought it would have done. It almost got to 49, but a realistic sell would have been probably at 48, and then being in at 475. I mean, what is that? That's like 1%, so it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, so I never traded it. I did trade DPLS, and this probably was something I shouldn't have traded. I was just, I don't know, I guess a bit degenerate. I just wanted to trade something for, anything that looked like a morning panic bounce, but even if it looks like kind of looking like one, I went for it, and I was in at 943, 10,000 shares, $10 risk level, because I knew it wasn't perfect. Daily chart sucked. It didn't really drop the nicest, but I did like how it looked like it was trying to do a level 2 reversal, a slow one, and I did like that there was distance from VWAP. Again, 943 was right here, and I got in at 458 right here. Excuse me, I'm still kind of sick, but I'm almost out of it. And I was in it. As soon as I got in, I didn't like it. Like, there was just people dumping their shares on the bid, like more than what it normally was. And then we had a big mega 1 million share seller show up at the ask, and I thought, oh, this is going to be bad. So I got out 2 minutes later, 945 right here. My ideal risk level would have been this breaky, right? So I did get out right then and there at 45. Good thing I did, because when I risk the day low, I get out before it actually breaks. Even if it doesn't break it, but it looked like it was going to, and it holds itself together. I got out 45, and yeah, I got to 44, 43. You can see that 2 million shares were dumped. Somebody had shares to sell. This was not an ideal one. It didn't drop that much. Well, I guess it wasn't too bad. 51 to 45. Actually, that wasn't that bad in terms of range. The VWAP distance wasn't bad, but horrible daily chart, and it just didn't work out. Not a huge surprise. $10 risk level. I ended up losing just $8, which sucks, but that's fine. It wasn't an ideal setup, and this one kind of stunk a little more. But I did have a breakthrough today in that I finally traded the first, like morning panic bounce play following the trend line, which is something I want to keep getting better at because it seems to be very profitable. You can see the way this one reacted when it broke the trend line, but this was made connecting this candle corner to the next candle corner. That's all I did. Could have been a little adjusted, maybe a little more to the right, but that was it. BBIG looks like a morning panic bounce play. Of course, it's a listed stock, so it's not the same, but I had in mind 50 shares because in theory I was long 389. 50 shares was my ideal amount of shares. 389, $194 position. Worst case scenario, breaks 384. I'm out at 380. There we go. That's my $5 risk level with listed stocks. Unfortunately, I only have 3 shares filled, And if I had it at 390, I probably would have been executed all 50 shares. But maybe this is something that with more experience, a better version of me would, cancel the order, switch to 390 quickly, get the rest filled, or maybe get in at 392, all 50 shares, because I didn't really get filled. A lot of room for improvement, but I was in 3 puny shares at 949, which was right here. And yeah, just 3 shares. That really sucks. 3 shares. And I sold at 953, which was right here. Why? Even though it was still holding the trend line, when it got exponential and it just shot up like crazy, and it broke past VWAP, I decided to sell at 408, which was right here. Right here, 953 on the wick. It did have one more candle of uptrending, but this candle broke under it. It would have been a sell alert in the 4s. Pretty nice percent gain, just under 5%. This would have made back what I lost on DPLS and even more, but unfortunately that just wasn't the case because of the fact that only had 3 shares executed. So that really sucks. That really sucks. But I guess today's just not my day, and I can learn from this and just keep getting better, because hey, if I just keep my mind on the long term, it's gonna work out eventually. But that really sucks. Like, maybe I'm paying off karma or some crazy mess, but that really sucked. But at least I was on the right track. But being on the right track doesn't pay the bills or buy nice things. I hope I can get better than this, and I don't see anything right now that I'm interested in, but I'll make an update later. It is 10:38 a.m. and I wasn't really there when this was happening. I saw when it was this green candle right here, but I was busy just journaling my trades and just putting it in my spreadsheet. But this was a double bottom pattern, and I would have taken it too, and maybe this time I would have gotten all 50 shares executed. And this one did not obviously work as well as the initial morning panic bounce play. I mean, it got to 410. This one, I drew a trend line, I pretended I was in the same setup, right from this corner to the corner of the next candle, and I would have sold right here around 397 from an entry at 390, or 389 if they're generous. And I was making a move now, but it would have been a safe trade just to play off of the trend line. Of course, could always be that thing where it's just uptrending, and then boom, big red candle breaks through the trend line, kind of like this, but more exaggerated. But overall, I think just following the trend line, especially with setups like this, it seems to be something really good, and I hope I can be able to trade one morning panic bounce play sooner rather than later, with a trend line again, and be full size. I think that would be super nice. It might even help me maybe not sell half my position and hold the entire thing, so then I get a better average sell, and that would be pretty cool. So yeah, that's all I have for right now. I don't see anything else in the OTC land that looks nice. Everything else, I guess this one's actually not bad. ILUS is uptrending. I did not see it. That's cool. I had a little breakout at 32. Now it's at 37. Well, that would have been kind of hard to hold past all of this. That's really nice. Okay. Well, I guess there's ILUS, but I don't see any setups that I would be trading right now. Alright, it is 11:01 p.m. and I'm here to call it off. Overall, I ended up down $7.44. I traded DPLS, and this one I had to cut losses quickly. It just wasn't an ideal setup, and I shouldn't have taken it really. It just wasn't that nice, and it's not like a hindsight 2020, like, oh yeah, that one didn't work out, I shouldn't have traded it. It just didn't have like the best things going for it, and I just really wanted to trade a morning panic bounce play, and I traded this one. It just wasn't an ideal one, and I had to pay the price for it, and I totally deserved it. And then the thing with BBIG, I did have a profitable trade there with BBIG, but it was only a partial fill, which extremely sucks. But fortunately I did learn from it. Maybe in the future I can be more aggressive, and if it doesn't seem like my order is getting executed, I can change it to 390, have that confidence to change the order while the price action is going on and all of the craziness, or maybe even place another order to get filled in ultimately at that higher price in the low 390s, and be able to be a part of this move right here. if I was more into the stock, if I was looking at it right then and there, I would have considered this one as well, and I would have traded this one. I would have gone out in the 390s, but it did continue to make a move towards the 430, so that's pretty cool. That's really all I have for today. Ideally tomorrow I can trade better, and that if I don't see a perfect morning panic bounce play or a nice one, in general, I just will not trade it. And then if I do see something nice, I'll definitely consider trading it. And I think that would just help me, avoid a red day where I didn't have to have a red day if I didn't take DPLS, because again, it wasn't the most ideal setup. That's all I have for today. Let's try to end tomorrow well. I can't trade on Monday, but I have one more day. I'm not trying to be crazy, trying to make it all back or something dumb like that. I just want to trade as well as I can tomorrow, every day separately, every trade, taking it into consideration and not any other trades that I've had before. That's all I have for today.